Okie dokie, I'm back. Alright, so I was basically just ruminating, sitting about, basically just, preparing myself for another session of this. And it really got me thinking. Um, I'm not entirely sure if I'm perfectly okay with these being spheres. I'm debating on making these a little bit different. Instead of spheres, I'm thinking we could go with a little bit more blocky look. And on that note, we could give them some kind of, hmm, how do I put it? Spinny effect, maybe? Let's take this one for example. I'm going to make it massless. I'm going to unanchor it, and that should do it. And now we're going to say insert object, body, velocity. Now we gotta make it anchor in place. It's unanchored, but we need it to be still. So we're going to say 0 and mass force. Basically just infinite max force in all directions, and that should keep it completely still from moving. But it doesn't stop it from rotating, which is good because that means we can do this. Body angular velocity. And we're going to say 2222 in max torque, just like the body velocity, and that should do it. Let's run it, and it should spin in place. And spin it does. Look at that thing go. Looks good. Now, I just might change a little bit about it. I like the way it spins, but let's give it a little bit more. 2.25, 2.5, 2.75. That way it's a little bit more anarchic. Slowly shifting. There we go. Now it's not all just one pattern, it's a little bit more shifty. Perfect. Alright, I think that's just right. I'm gonna actually copy that so I don't have to do it again, but just like that, copy it. Now I'm gonna copy this and paste this in all of them. Paste it selected. Actually, before I do that, it might be easier to do this first. Can't collide, make sure that's off. Anchored, off, massless, true. Paste into. Perfect. Let's go ahead and close all these. Oh man. Ah! No! Just gotta do this until everything closes. I hope you can hear me mashing this. I'm just gonna wait until the properties change. Ah! There we go, we got it. Oh my god. Perfect. Alright. Now if we run this, it should look really nice. Oh yeah. Doesn't that look so much nicer? Oh, look at them blink! I don't know if you can see that, but they're kind of like blinking. Oh, that's so cool. I think that helps a lot. Oh yeah, look at that. That definitely looks good. Very nice. Now what we're gonna say is we do have to add one more thing though. To prevent cheaters from taking control of these pellets, we have to make these pellets non-controllable. So we're gonna say pellet set network owner. I think that's what it is. I might be wrong. We're just gonna playtest it and see if it gives me an error. Nope, looks like I did that right. Now, I'm going to show you what this actually does. I'm not really sure if this works in Studio, but I'm going to try it anyways. Basically, what a cheater can do is, from their perspective, they can do this, where let's say I wanted to control this pellet in particular. Where is it? Here it is. This one right here. I wanted to make, let's say, cheated velocity. Let's say this is my cheated velocity, and I wanted it to go up, right? So basically, I remove everything else. Oh, whoops. Oops. I might have messed that up. But it's the fact that it fell. Now, if I go to the server, it did fall. It's gone. And I can't really control it all that well because I'm a little stupid. But it's the fact that that even somewhat worked, basically. The fact that I can even do that right there is just concerning. If I Here, I can actually modify this. There it goes. And despite this being on a client perspective, I can still control it. And it is going up, actually. And so we want to stop cheaters from doing that. And so we basically take my client control out of the question. And that this should prevent it if I just quickly... Now, if I try doing it to this, it shouldn't work. Yep, there it goes. I set it to 5. It should be levitating right now, but it isn't. So now you can't cheat it anymore. Yonk. Oh, just a second. Ugh. Alright. Now we're gonna go back and change this uh, a little bit later, but right now we're just gonna keep it how it is for my sake. We're gonna take this. I'm not really sure where I have to put this, quite frankly. Can I do it while it's in server storage? Because I hope so. If I can do it while it's in server storage, that would be much better. Let me see if I can do that. I'm gonna remove all these pellets real quick. Pellets. Alright, I'm back. I had to go tend to my dog. Anywho. But yeah, this definitely looks a lot nicer. Now I'm going to quickly clear all these pellets real quick because I remember I was testing to see if the pellet part works for when it respawns. No, it does not. So it has to be in workspace before I can call that. That is mildly annoying. I'm not going to lie. But it's alright. I can make it work. Here we go. Nope, whoops. Don't want to do that. There we go. Just go ahead and get rid of most of these pellets real quick. I apologize if you can hear my dog, by the way. Alright, let's quickly check to see if that worked. We're going to try controlling this pellet here. Velocity 5. And it didn't work. Alright, great. Needless to say, I think this is working out pretty well. Alright, be right back. I gotta go see what my dog's up to. Yeah. Oops. Alrighty, I'm back. Oops. Habit. I really gotta get out of the habit of just checking Discord so much, but can't really help it, so. Alright. So we have our pellets. They're a little nicer now. Got a little spinny bits. So far so good, I'd say. Now, let's figure out something else to do. What should be the next part of our venture? We have pellets. So let's go in to collect pellets. We already got that. A maze. We have that. A place for me. We have that. To dispense pellets, get into the maze, get back home. Now, dispense pellets is gonna have to wait. We can make maybe. I mean, we technically do have a place to dispense pellets, which is this thing. So I'll write that off for now. Oh, dog. And we have a place here to get back and forth from maze. So we've cleared basically all of our list items. So let's see, what else should we do? It's kind of hard to really think about. What else is there to do? Just trying to figure out. Hmm. See, most of it, when it comes down to developing, a lot of time you just kind of spend thinking about what to do next. I think we should start working on the actual tycoon bit, in which, oof, that's going to be rough. It's going to be a first time for me making a tycoon, so, or any actual tycoon. Alright, well, how do you make a tycoon? Let's kind of break this down into bits. You need a way to claim a tycoon, right? So, but considering how this is, well, actually, we could make this into some kind of lobby. Yeah, let's make it into some kind of lobby. So, I'm just going to have these like this for now, but we can come back to this later and flesh this out a little bit better. Let's have it like this for now. That seems pretty good. Duplicates. Now, for you to have a tycoon, you need a way to actually own tycoons. And so we're going to use this one as our base right here. This is going to be our actual tycoon that we work on. And then we're just going to have these just so we know what the layout of the map is supposed to be. We're going to group this real quick. Insert object, folder. Put everything here in a folder. Make it easier to work on. Get rid of that group. What's with these parts? No, I'll just... 100. We'll move this away. Just group this up. Just name it junk for now. Actually, just stuff. We're gonna name this Whip Tycoon. Alright. Now, how do you get a tycoon? Well, you have to make a way to own tycoons. So let's make a little door here. Something fancy. Not fancy. Let's just do something classy. I do come from the older years of this platform, so let's do something very classy looking. let's just do a good old-fashioned. There we go. Let's get our dummy over here for scale. Let's get our door. Let's make it a little smaller. Yeah, let's make it gray. A little bit more gray than that. Nah, that gray is perfectly fine. Let's make this brown a little different. That's nicer. Let's make this a little smaller again. Alright. That looks pretty alright, I'd say. Good enough for now, at least. Now, let's see. We have a place where you gain ownership of a tycoon. Now let's actually put this doorway in the tycoon itself. Whip tycoon. We're going to make this the... Oops, that is not what we want to do. We're going to make this the ownership tycoon, or ownership door. Now, what I'm assuming we can do is, I'm thinking that we name this folder based off the player's name, and so, because we have to make it where the tycoon refreshes when a player leaves, which I think we, my phone's going off, give me a second. Dun 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 dun. Alright. Now we're going to, let's see, we're going to want a script in here. Let's make a basic script. This is going to be our Tycoon runner, basically. Tycoon Manager. Tycoon Manager. Bingo. Oh, there we go again, checking Discord. It's just so easy to do it. Anyhow, let's see. All right, Tycoon Manager. Now, what is this Tycoon Manager going to be capable of? We're going to want a couple things. For starters, let's make a value in here. We're going to call it this value. Let's get a string value. Now, where is it? Oof, having a hard time finding that mute button so I can cough. All right. Owner. That's what we're going to call it. Let's put this ownership door. We're going to actually put this in a, well, let's make a little invisible thing here. Group this, call it head. Actually, group this whole thing. Door, or owner door. There we go. Door part. Oh, forgot to mute. My bad. Sorry about that. Let's put a humanoid in here. Humanoid. There we go. Max health. Let's just say infinite. No, no, come on. Ah, God. Inf. There we go. Perfect. Click or touch to. I can't remember what it's called. Oh. Hold on. Let me just pull up a random tycoon just so I can remember what it's called. There's like a message that goes on top of it. I just can't remember what it's called or what it says. Let me just look at it real quick. I don't give a shit. Just let me. Oh, sorry. There you go. Touch to claim. That's what it says. Sorry for the profanity. Touch to claim. There we go. Perfect. Now we actually have to make this just about as transparent as possible. Make it any more, then it's not gonna really work. 0.99 is basically the max that you can go, or so I thought. Oh, ain't that strange? Touch to claim. There you go. That was a bit weird. Perfect. And as for this, make this whole model anchored. We're gonna make this part right here non-collidable. There we go. Perfecto. Alright. Now let's say, how do we want to go about this? We want to say local tycoon equals script.parent, local owner gate equals tycoon, oops, no, tycoon owner door. Owner gate door parts dot touched. Oh, pardon me. Actually, local con equals nil for now. We're going to say function claim part. Owner gate dot door part dot touched connect function. Ooh, whoops. What was actually, whoops, I'm stupid. Claim. Now, if you remember what we did earlier, we're basically going to do the same thing. Local con equals, or not local, just con. All right. Basically, going to do the same thing. We're going to say, if part.parent find first child humanoid is not equal to nil, and part or game players get player from character part dot parent. And I explained this earlier, but if you don't remember, we're basically checking to see if this thing's alive, because, you know, all living things have humanoids. Like this dummy, he has a humanoid. If I remove it, he's not alive anymore. So that's basically what defines him as a person. We're checking if he's a humanoid, and then we're checking to see if the thing, like let this dummy for example, is a player by checking game.players. And we're basically saying we're getting his player from character. And we're going to see if it's equal to nil, or if it's not existent or not. Basically saying, is he alive, and is it a player? Because we don't want an NPC or something to touch it if we have those down the line, and that causing it to give the ownership to an NPC. That would be stupid. So, if con is not equal to nil, then we're going to say con disconnect. There we go, perfect. Almost clicked Discord again. Oof. Oof. Sore throat's really getting to me. Alright. Con disconnect. Alright. Local owner equals tycoon. Oh, oops. Tycoon dot owner. There we go. Oh, and owner dot value is equal to nil. Basically meaning that doesn't have any owner. So if that is the case, then we're going to say owner gate door part destroy. We're going to say owner dot value equals, we could just say part dot parent dot name. It is a string check, so it's perfectly fine. It is a string, right? Yeah, it's a string value. So we're just gonna set it to their name. And we're also going to say owner gate find first child of class model. Basically saying anything, we're going to find the first child that's a model. So this thing, which is this thing right here, because, it's easier to do it this way. But we're going to set the name to owner.value, which is the player's name, dot dot, apostrophe S, Tycoon. And this basically means we're going to have the player's name, apostrophe S, Tycoon. So like JCM Killer 9's Tycoon. Like that, basically. Just so people know who owns it. Alright, let's see if that works and that I'm not just stupid. Alright. Well, it looks like I'm stupid. What happened? Did I make a... I might have messed up. Hold on. There's a touch interest, which means this worked. It is detecting touch. Part.parent, find first child, humanoid is not equal to nil. And game.players, get player from character, part.parent is not equal to nil. Okay, that's good. And owner.value is equal to nil. Owner.value should be equal to nil. Let me take that out and see if it works. Okay, it does work. Great. But before we do that, we have to give it that awkward delay that old tycoons used to have after you got a tycoon, where you go like you wait like 2 seconds. Actually, no, just 1 second. If anybody's played like a really old tycoon, they know exactly what I'm talking about. You walk up, you touch it, and then it's just like it waits like a fucking year before it gives you the tycoon. Sorry for profanity, it's habit, but there you go. Nice. Now we own this tycoon. We're going to name the folder itself to my tycoon as well. So we're going to say tycoon.name equals owner.value. Once again, dot dot apostrophe S tycoon. That way we can identify it later if we must. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Alright. Now that we have a way to identify the tycoon as ours, there's one thing left to do. We actually need a tycoon backup, so we're going to do that real quick. Local tycoon backup equals tycoon clone. And basically what that is we want to back up our tycoon so that whenever we leave, we can have the tycoon replace itself, basically. So that way if I leave, somebody else can get the tycoon. Alright, so we're just going to have a backup in here. Hold on just a second. Now, what we want to do is we have to make things to buy, basically. So let's say we're going to put everything here in a file folder real quick. We're going to want things to buy. So we're going to make a folder. We're going to call it things to buy. Folder, or just purchases. Or purchasables. Uh, yes, I use Discord to spell check. Don't judge me. It's actually quite reliable. You should get into the habit of doing it, by the way. If you don't know how to spell something, but you only know the gist of it, spell check it on Discord. You probably already have it open, and it's just so easy. It saves me so much time than opening Google and doing it. It's just, oof, nice. Let me check my volume real quick. Hold on. There we go. I hope that stops my headset from turning off from not hearing anything. All right, purchasables. Let's make some things. Let's make some things to buy. Uh, we're gonna make a. No, I'm trying to think about how we should do it. Just a second. Okay, so we have purchasables, and then we have purchasables or purchased storage, I guess, is the best way to put it. Purchasables is going to be for the little tablets that you step on to actually buy things, while purchase storage is going to be for the actual objects that we're buying, so to speak. Oh man. Anyways, just let me just 1 second. Oh man. Just talking to a girl. And no, just because I'm a and no, she's not 12. I know I'm a developer. Haha, funny. I know what you're thinking. She's actually 13. No, but oh man, what is with the whole stigma of developers and being pedophiles? Like, oof. It happens way too much. It's honestly concerning. It really concerns me. Like the amount of times we've just had people that just turn into pedophiles. It's like, ugh. Okay, we're gonna make a test object here. We're just gonna make a box. Uh, yep, better yet, let's make a statue. Nothing too special, just a little statue, you know. Little, just something to get going. 0.5. We just gotta make something to test the purchase system with. Perfect. Uh, give him a little pose, why not? I'm feeling fancy. Hmm. There we go. Perfect. Good enough for me. A little slashy 3 dancing statue. You do be grooving though. Alright, let's make this into a model. Group that. Let's put that in purchase storage. And then we're gonna give it a name. Oh, let's just get this centered. We're gonna give it a name. We're gonna call it statue. Oh, whoops. Dude, that's weird. What's going on there? Huh? That's the first time I've ever seen something like that happen. Whoa. Huh? What did I do? How did I do that? No, what is... You're seeing that, right? What am I doing? How did I... How did I do that? That was like a... Huh? Alright. Whatever. Just statue one. Roblox moment, I guess. Alright, now is an important part. We have to decide how we want our buttons to look. Now there's quite a few ways to go about it. I know some people make their buttons just simple kind of pads like so. You know, they make it just nice little small pads like this. And that's perfectly alright. I do know some people who make pads back then that look something like this, where it's... Let me just make this real quick. This was a common pad back in the day too, where you make your pad kind of like this. Alright, delete that. It looks something like this, which isn't a bad shape. I mean, it is kind of... I might do that one. That, or you could go good old-fashioned circle. I think I'm going to stick with circle. Circle just might more fit my theme. It is a Pac-Man Tycoon. Speaking of which, let's make it yellow. Not piss yellow. Let's make it a little bit... yeah, whatever, I don't give a shit. Oop, pardon me. Oh, I really gotta stop with the language. Alright, purchasables. We're gonna put this here. We're gonna put it in a group. We're gonna name it... or not name it yet. We're gonna give a head. We're gonna say... humanoid. Perfect. Now, let's give it a name. We're gonna say... Hmm. Hmm. That raises a pretty good point, actually. We're probably gonna have to restructure how we do this, actually. That's fine, though. We can just say... we can put everything in one. We can just say purchasables like this, which is perfectly fine. Here's an idea. We group this. We call this button, basically. Just a second. Oh man, I am just sick out my backside. I tell you what. Alright. Now the idea of this is that we're basically going to have a backup of this. And so when the script loads, it's going to delete everything that's not a button, basically. And from there, it's going to... basically, whenever we press the button, it's going to search for an object name in the backup, and then it's going to parent that back to here. So you're basically buying it. If that makes any sense. Just a second. I gotta use the restroom. I will be right back. Alright, I return. Alright. Just clearing my throat. Sorry about that. Alright. Back on track. So we're basically going to have a button here. We're going to name this something stupid. I don't know. Purchase statue. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a value inside of this actually. We're going to say string value. And we're going to put purchase in it. Inside of that, let's say we're going to put the actual object name inside of it. So statue 1. If you notice, that's the name of our statue, statue 1. All right. God. Ooh. All right. Tycoon Manager. All right. Let's see. Now we're going to say local list equals game, or actually tycoon dot purchasables get children. We're going to say for I equals number of list to 1 minus 1 do. And you already know what this does. We're taking every list, we're taking a list of all the contents in this, and we're basically running through them one by one. And in this case, we're going to say if list I dot name is not equal to button, then list I destroy. Else, now what this basically does is we're saying if the name of it is not equal to button, as in something like statue, we're going to just flat out destroy it. It's already in the backup up here, so it's perfectly fine. We're just going to destroy it for now. And then we have an else. Now, if you don't know, else basically means if it's not equal to this. So basically, if it's we have this, so it's if name is not equal to button, we destroy it. Else, if it's not equal, if it is equal to button, then we're gonna do the whole dot touched thing. Makes sense? So we're gonna go ahead and just copy this dot touched bit. No sense in rewriting. We're gonna call this purchase. Local by con equals nil. Oof. All right. Whew, man. Oh, man. COVID really got me messed up. All right. List I dot touched purchase. Now, we're going to add another condition to this check, and because we're checking, if it's alive and if it's a player, but now we have to check to see if the thing we're actually with is the player that owns the tycoon. So we're going to say part.parent.name is equal to tycoon, actually no, we could just say owner, is equal to owner.value. So basically, is their name equal to the value of owner, which means yes, it should be. So if this is set, if I'm the owner, then my name should be here, and if I touch the button, my name should be obviously equal to my name. But if Juan Gonzalez walks into my tycoon and tries buying anything, it shouldn't work. Now I just realized I made a little bit of a mistake. List I dot touch would have been an error because list I would be referring to the button model when we actually need to go list I, find first child of class, model, which would be here, and then we need to go dot head dot touched. That should do the trick. List I destroy. So destroy the purchase button because we don't need it anymore. Well, actually we do, but we're not going. So we're not going to destroy it yet. But let's say we're gonna go Tycoon backup purchasables, and we're gonna say find first child list I purchase dot value. Now basically we're looking in the backup version of the Tycoon purchasables, and we're gonna find a statue before it gets deleted basically. And then we're gonna clone that. We're going to set that to a variable, local purchased item equals, and we're going to parent that to our tycoon dot parent equals tycoon dot purchasables. And just like that, now it's a part of our game. And then we destroy the button. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work first try, so we can only pray. Oh, no, it's not there, so that's a good sign. Now, obviously, we don't have any kind of money, so it is free. And just like that, we've purchased a statue. Wow. Now we can add some other things like cost and all that. So we're going to say, oops, that's the wrong thing. Let's say we're going to put a value in, or a number value. Cost. And in here, we're going to say 0 for now. Now let's add a little bit something else to this button manager. If it is equal to button, we're not just going to do that, but we're also going to say list I. Actually, we could just do this. Find first child of class or find first child of class model, which is here, the thing named purchase statue, dot name equals its own name, dot dot, and then we're going to put a space, and then brackets, and then, actually not yet, hold on, we gotta cut that just yet. If list I dot cost dot value is greater than 0, then, and then basically we're going to say this. There we go. Oops. Now basically what this means is we're taking the name and we're setting the name to its a name plus a bracket plus the cost value and then another bracket, which will give us something like purchase statue and then like 100 or something, depending on what we have the numbers set to, if that makes any sense. Actually, I'm going to set this to parentheses and not brackets. Now, we're going to make an else statement here, because if it's, now this is if it's greater than 0, as in if it costs anything more than free. However, what if it is free? Well, then in that case, instead of setting it to that, we're just going to have it say free. Like that. So let's just run it. We don't actually have to playtest this to see it. Yep, see, free. Now let's give it a cost, 100. Boom. Now it costs 100. Ooh, man. All coming together. Now let's actually give it a cost. That, works. We're going to put everything in another if statement real quick. We're going to say if, now we already have the player defined here, so we can just do this. Local player equals if player leader stats dot cash dot value is greater than, and we're just going to say the cost. Actually, before we do that, we're going to actually define button real quick. Local button equals list I. Oh shit, whoops. Oh, my bad. Sorry for the language. Oh, whoops. I'll just say then. Let's go ahead and get this sorted out actually before I go doing that. Then, and I don't want to deal with all these errors. Let's go ahead and sort this out one at a time. Alright, there we go. Now let's deal with this. We're going to replace all of these with button for my sake. Oh man, I use this a lot. That should do it. Alright. Now, if the leader stats.value is greater than or equal to the cost, then we should be able to buy it, because that means we have more than or equal to the amount of cost required, and which then we're going to say are, now we're going to subtract our cash from the cost. So leader stats.cash.value minus it's equal to itself minus the cost. So let's go ahead and play here. And it should be equal to 100 right now, so we shouldn't be able to buy it. Would you look at that? We can't buy it. Now let's go into our stats. Leader stats, cash, 102. And then Oh, well, that's a little bit of an issue. Oh, well, it deleted something, I think. No, it's still there. What happened? I'm not sure what happened here. Oh, wait. Pardon me, I'm a little slow. Player leader stats. Player leader stats. Cash dot value is greater than the cost. The cost is equal to 100. Oh, I didn't own the Tycoon. Oops. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I apologize profusely. I, for any of you who caught that, I feel so embarrassed. Oh, I might be stupid. Alright, there we go. And it cost 100. Yeesh. Wow, there's her statue. Hooray. Okay. What else? Hmm. Alright. Now that we have purchasing out of the way, we have a method to purchase things, which is great. That's swell. We're going to leave this here for testing purposes, just so I know what I'm doing, but let's make something for dispensing pellets. I'm not really sure how that would look. I'm not really sure how this would look, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, whoops. Oh, what the hell is this? Oh, whatever. Uh, put that in the Tycoon. I don't know how this would look. Hmm. It has to look at least decent, so for now I'll just make it a basic jobber. I know it's unimaginative, but it's not like I really have a whole lot of time to think about this. I mean, I do, but you get what I mean. I'll try to keep this a somewhat short kind of thing. We could always come back and, you know, do it better, so there's plenty of time to redesign things. Looks like doo-doo fart, but it is what it is. I say it passes. All right. Um, we're not gonna focus too hard on it. I just need something that vaguely works. We're not gonna incorporate the pellet mechanic just yet. Uh, right now we're just looking for an end goal for. Let's move this back. There we go. Uh, Now, I do want to do a little bit more than just your generic kind of, um, you know, thing comes down here, falls in here. So I think we should get a little bit more creative with this. Uh, and by creative, I have just the solution. We're going to make it into kind of a machine, so to speak. I'm gonna explain this in a second. Just we're gonna make a little machine here. Something that looks like it just gobbles up kind of pellets and whatnot. There we go. Oof. All right. Duplicates. There we go. I'm thinking maybe we could just have this as some kind of like money collector, so to speak. Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to have the pellets funnel down here, and then we're going to make some kind of like little money object, like a little thing of cash that just kind of plops out here into a collector, just so it's a little bit more exciting, you know? Doesn't really have to make sense, but and there goes my headphones. All right, there we go. There we go. Basically, they're just gonna funnel down into here. Let's make this a little bigger. So they funnel into here. Hopefully it won't jam, but just to actually be a little extra safe, I'm gonna uh make this a little bit wider, just to be double sure that it doesn't get clogged. I don't imagine it being clogged, but better safe than sorry. All right, let's make this a little better looking. Yeah, it's fine for now. Now, what about money? Let's make that look somewhat nice. Oh, hmm. Make that into a nice little union model. Just a little stack of bills. And then just to make it look a little nicer, actually before that, just to make it look a little nicer, let's make a surface GUI on it. Let's put a little text label on it. Oops, top, please. There we go. Background transparency 1, preferably. Uh, Text, let's give it a nice little dollar sign. Scale, please. Ooh, that is rough. Let's fix that scaling a little bit. Which way is it? That's the way. 5. Why not? That seems fine. That is not fine. There we go. Let's give it a little more. Let's give it a couple dollar signs. Actually, we're gonna cut this real quick. Separate size 0.05, 0.05. Oops, no, that's not right. Point, or actually, 0.020, just 0.02, I guess. Perfect. I'm still debating on changing this. Here, let me, uh, stacked bills. Okay, so it's like a white with a blue outline. That's probably for the better. Okay, we could do that. So we're gonna cut this real quick. Separate 2,5, duplicates, duplicates. There we go. Actually, let's get this a little smaller. Let's give it a nice royal blue, I guess. Yeah, that seems good enough. Let's give this a little bit of a darker color. Let's make this a little smaller. Ugh. Yeah, I'll just keep it like that. Actually, why don't I just rotate this? That might actually look a little better if I rotate this. It does look a little better actually. Um, there we go. Ooh, that's much nicer. Nice little coin, or nice little money model. Perfect. Alright, what happens if I turn on rich text? Not really sure if this does anything. I don't remember. Not like it matters. Alright, we're gonna name this, just dollar. We're gonna put it in server storage. Folder, obj storage. Paste into dollar. And we're gonna leave this under the map somewhere. Alright. Now this thing, we're going to turn this into a group. I'm going to call it dropper. Now we're going to put a script in here. Let's quickly take one of these real quick. Basically just going to make a pellet as a dropper thing. Place it down here somewhere. Turn on can collide. We're going to keep it unanchored. We're going to get rid of these two. We don't need them. Just leave it there. Dropper pellets. Alright. Let's say, alright, we're not just gonna do something basic here. You know, while true do. Nothing really too special. Fucking, oh, sorry, profanity. Local pellet equals game, server storage. Um, obj storage, dropper pellet, clone. Pellet.cframe equals, let's get this ahead. Dropper head. Local dropper equals script dot parent. Dropper head dot cframe times cframe dot new. Basically, just we're setting the position of the pellet to here. But actually, we can just turn this. I was gonna say we can put an offset where it moves it down like here, but I'll just make this non-collidable, and I'll just set it to its actual size or position. And then let's just give it like a weight too. It doesn't really matter. Now, obviously, this isn't really gonna do a whole lot. Oh, yeah, especially considering I'm retarded, apparently. Anchor that. I'm not seeing anything. What's going on here? Oh, I didn't parent it. Oops, my bad. I'm sorry. Pellet dot parent equals. Let's make another folder actually for this. Don't do that. Don't do that. Folder dropper junk or dropper gunk. Game workspace dropper gunk. All right. Obviously, this isn't a treadmill yet, so let's actually turn it into one while we're here. Where's that velocity? Oh, it's right here. Simply linear velocity. Forgot they changed it. That is not the right one. There we go. Well, now we have a dropper And, oh, whoops, that's not anchored. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what this does. Alright, so far so good. Now we're going to anchor this. Alright, let's go ahead and give this that velocity that I did while I was in the test run. It was Y? No, it was X, I think. Alright, that should do it. Let's go ahead and give this, let's move this all the way over here for my sake. Oh, don't do that. No, don't do that. There we go. Let's give it a little bit of a drop-off shadow. Just so you can't really see what's going on past here. Basically just 0.5 this. Turn this to no collide. It's not dark enough. 0.25. That should do it. Yeah, that's plenty. Alright. Let's just make this 0. Fuck it. And this one is actually going to be collidable, because it needs to be. We're going to turn this one collidable. And this is going to be our collector. Now our collector here is going to touch a pellet, and then it's going to turn it into money. If that makes any sense. I'm not really sure which direction to make this go in. It's Z. Okay, so there we go. Perfect. Now let's put a collector. Let's pick a folder in here. Everything except the actual collector. Details. There we go. Now the actual collector itself. Script. Local collector equals script.parent. Local collect or actual local collector part equals collector dot collector. Wow. Oh. All right. Collector part dot touched connect function parts. If part dot name is equal to dropper pellet, then part destroy. Now we're actually going to make a debounce here. Local debounce, which is basically just a fancy way of saying a cooldown. And debounce is equal to false. Then debounce equals true. Destroy the parts. And then we're going to say weight like 0.1, dbounce equals false. Just to eliminate any chance that one pellet gets counted multiple times. Now, let's say treadmill. I think that's how you pronounce that, right? Actually, conveyor. See, I misspelled that completely. That's why we use Discord, boys. It's just so good. Alright, oof, my head. Actually, we're gonna name it conveyor, but I have a better spot in mind. We're gonna duplicate it, get rid of that velocity. Size. There we go. Money spawn. Okay, collide off. Duplicate though. Parts. Alright. Game, or oops, local chromer equals game server storage dots obj storage. What was it called? Dollar. Yeah. Clone chromer.parent or chromer.cframe equals collector.moneyspawn.cframe. Chromer.parent equals dropper or game workspace dropper gunk. Basically just spawning the dollar, placing it in that spot that we defined, this thing, and deleting the old pellet. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to run properly, so there's only one way to find out. Hey, would you look at that? Turns it into money. Now, we have two ways of going about this. We can either make it where the player themselves have to pick this up, and then maybe you could purchase some kind of auto collector, which I might reckon doing. That's why what I'm going to do. I might make it where you have to manually pick this up, and if you don't, it will despawn after maybe a handful of seconds or so, or like 30-ish seconds. But you can get an auto collector here to just kind of pick it up for you, and you can pick it up at any time. Not that it really makes any sense, but it's content, so it's actually really satisfying to watch. I can work on the design of this later, but so far so good. Let's take this thing, dropper. We're going to put this in the purchasables. We're going to disable the script, and let's give it a button. Duplicates. Purchase starter dropper. Actually, whoops, I'm stupid. Purchase pellet dispenser. Alright. Cost, we're gonna make it free, obviously. purchase basic dispenser. Ugh. I'm sorry if anybody hears these costs, by the way, they are just oof, rough. Alright, basic dispenser. There we go. Obviously we can come back and make this look way better in a bit. Now we have to actually upgrade our script, the Tycoon Manager, to make it where when we click a button, if it has a script inside of it, we have to enable the script. So we're gonna do that real quick. Purchase if tycoon or purchased item find first child of class script is not equal to nil, then purchased item find first child of class script dot disabled equals true, or no, equals false. Oh, whoops, wrong kind of test. Play here. Oh man. Bonk. And there he goes. Whew, man. We're gonna make the money collectible, and then I'm gonna call it quits. Now, I do have a sound that I could use, which actually I will use. I gotta find the game. Here it is. There's a sound in here that I really want, so just give me a moment. Dun 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 dun. This game is really old, so mind the mess. I wasn't exactly great at making games at this time. Here it is. I just want this sound. Let's paste that into the dollar object. Right. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a nice sound. So, all right. Dollar. Basically, just gonna put a script inside of it. Nothing too special. We're actually gonna treat this kind of like a pellet. So, cash as script parent sound play on remove equals true. Basically, so it plays the audio when it removes it, which is as it's being picked up. Now we're just gonna say $5 each. Why not? Now obviously we can get a little bit more nitty gritty with some of the effects in a bit, but as it stands right now, we're just gonna leave it like this. I'm not hearing any sounds, which is concerning. Dollar script. Play on remove is equal to true. That's a bit weird. It should be, unless it's removing too fast, that it's not actually giving it time to do that, in which, oof. You know, I don't want to have to wait for the dropper to do it again, so I'm just going to paste one in the workspace. Duplicate it around a little bit. There it goes. Much better. Alright. Well, I'm gonna leave this part right here. Whew, man. I'm gonna go stitch together some of these clips because I've been pausing and stopping the video, you know, way too much earlier because of all the stuff that was in the way. But so I'm going to go ahead and stitch those videos together and make a pretty decent thumbnail, and then basically just get that going to start uploading some of these. I'll be back in a bit. See you guys later.